Hello everyone, my name is Fiso Mkwanazi. I'm a life orientation lecturer. The life orientation lesson plans at your disposal are used globally, developed by International Youth Foundation. The Passport to Success program is adapted to fulfill the need of lecturers and students through structured and interactive teaching methods. And while the lesson plans work very well on their own, your own personal input and investment in your lessons take your teachings to a new level, injecting life and vitality into the subject matter. Passport to Success provide a total of 64 complete lesson plans, but they don't cover the whole curriculum, and this is where you come in. So in this module, we are going to look at how to develop your own lesson plans by using the Passport to Success method as a guide. First things first, before you start structuring your lesson plans, you need to determine where your lessons will fit into your year plan. Passport to Success provides a concise overview of the entire Level 2, 3 and 4 curriculums. Suggestions are given as to how to schedule and order these lessons. Remember, these are guidelines and are always dependent on the learning outcomes of each class. If you are not able to cover all the content in your classes, you should take note and include it in your next lesson. So, throughout the year, there are several DIY lesson plans. These DIY classes give you the opportunity to create your own lesson plans, but don't worry, we aren't leaving you without a blueprint or a step-by-step guide on how to create your own lesson plans. So, let's take a look at some DIY opportunities and how you can make the most out of them. In Level 2 Life Orientation, a part of the curriculum is explaining how the brain works during the learning process. The first learning outcome is describing how the brain works when we learn. Now, understanding the lesson plan methodology, it will be boring to stand in front of your class pointing at parts of the brain for 45 minutes. So, using this lesson plan template, how can you make this module fun and engaging? Let's start with an icebreaker. What ideas can you come up with that connects to a lesson on how the brain works? How about a memory game? Split your class into groups and have them remember a series of cards or each other's names. And there you have it. You have successfully introduced a lesson on how the brain works when we learn. Many of you might think, how do I come up with these ideas? Where do I get these resources? Here are some tips. Think active. Focus on what students can do as opposed to what you can say. Keep your students active and engaged. Include props, games, role plays, group activities to keep students alert and involved. 2. Don't be afraid to learn. You may be a teacher, but that doesn't mean you can't learn. The Passport to Success program has provided a list of resources for each module that you can research and draw inspiration from. A third tip, use trends to engage your students. For example, has a new South African singer released a trending track? Why not play the song as an energizer? The fourth tip, focus on facilitating the outcome. Not forcing the outcome. Sometimes it seems easier to just feed your students information, but it's not an effective method of teaching. Think about the road to the outcome. How can you guide students to the destination? The journey is as important as the results. Tip number 5, share ideas with your fellow lecturers. Don't hold your ideas hostage. If you find success with one of your DIY lesson plans, share the idea and outcomes with your colleagues. Shared knowledge is vital in creating new ideas and building on existing ideas. Tip number 6, simplify your lesson outcome to one idea. If your lesson can't be summarized in one sentence, it is probably too complicated. Keep it simple. Tip number 7, have a golden thread. Keep your lessons coherent by sticking as closely to the topic as possible. Try not to let one idea bleed into another and keep drawing the conversation back to the topic at hand. Lastly, tip number 8. Prepare your lessons in advance. This is vital. If you are not confident in what you are teaching, you can't focus on how you are teaching. If you didn't know, the Y in DIY stands for yourself. So don't be afraid to bring a little bit of you into the class. We are life orientation lecturers, not walking lesson plans. The Passport to Success lesson plans are fantastic guides to ensuring interactivity, but you are the vessel. So bring your X factor into the classroom. Your uniqueness and your personal experience are great resources. So remember that you, yourself, are an asset in your own right. In closing, use the methodology provided, take advantage of the resources suggested, and use the existing lesson plans as inspiration. But also, enjoy getting creative, aim to engage, inspire, and have fun. Your students will thank you for it.